everybody. In this video, we're going to be looking at determinants of 2 by 2 matrices. If you want to follow along, the links to the companion worksheet are in the description below. Also, if you want to see more videos like this, click the subscribe button. So let's get started. Now, when we find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, we do what's called a crisscross method. And so what we do is we take these two numbers and multiply them. So 8 times -2 is -16. And then we multiply these two numbers. -5 times 3 is -15. And so the determinant is the difference between those two. And so we take -16 minus -15, which means we're going to end up adding 15. So what we get is we get a determinant of -1. And when we're being asked to find the determinant, you'll notice that we don't have matrix brackets, but we have these bars similar to absolute value. And that's kind of what we're doing with matrices when we find the determinant, is it's kind of like the absolute value of what a matrix is. So here, for this second one, it says find the value of x so that the matrix determinant is 16. So using our crisscross method, we multiply these two. And so we get x squared. Multiply these two, and we get 8x. And so what that means is we take x squared minus 8x, and in this case, it equals -16. So what we have is a quadratic that we can solve. And since it's a quadratic, we want it equal to 0. So we'll add 16 to both sides. And so we get x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals 0. Now, we could use the quadratic formula, but actually this one can be factored. So x squared breaks into x and x. And we need two numbers that multiply to positive 16, but add to -8. So that's going to be -4. So what that means is each of these factors equals 0, because when they multiply, they equal 0. So x minus 4 equals 0, so that means x equals 4. So that is the value that gives this matrix a determinant of 0. So for this next one, here it says find the determinant of this matrix. And so we're given this matrix and this one, which actually got cut off. I apologize for that. Shouldn't have been. And so we want the determinant of matrix AB. So right now we have matrix A and matrix B. So what we have to do first is we have to multiply them. So let's see. Matrix A is a 2 by 2, and matrix B is a 2 by 2. So that means the inner two numbers match. So we're going to end up with a 2 by 2 matrix as our answer. Okay. So for this spot right here, the first row, first column, I'm going to multiply the first row by the first column. So 2 times 7 plus 1 times 3. For the first row of the second column, I multiply this first row by this column. So 2 times 3 plus 1 times 2. Now, down here in the second row, first column, I multiply this row by this column. So we have 5 times 7 plus 4 times 3. And then finally, we multiply the second row by the second column. 5 times 3 plus 4 times 2. And so what we get is a matrix of 2 times 7 is 14, plus 3 is 17. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 5 times 7 is 35, and then 4 times 3 is 12. And so 35 plus 12, that's going to be 47. 5 times 3 is 15. 4 times 2 is 8. So 15 plus 8 is 23. So using our crisscross method, we're going to multiply 17 times 23. And we get 391. And then going the other way, we have 47 times 8. and we get 376. So our determinant is the difference of those. And that's going to be 391 minus 376. And so that gives us a determinant of 15. Now for this last one, we want to find the determinant of this entire quantity. Now here we're multiplying and we're subtracting. So first what we'll do is we'll multiply in the numbers in front. So 3 is being multiplied by every number inside this matrix. So this matrix is going to become 3, negative 12, 9, negative 6. And then we multiply in the 2. Now I'm going to leave the negative out front. So we have 14, negative 10, negative 2, and 18. And then finally we have to subtract. Now these are both 2 by 2 matrices, so that means since both the rows and the column numbers are the same, we can subtract them. So we take 3 minus 14, and that's negative 11, negative 12 minus negative 10. Well, wait a minute, we're subtracting negative 10, so that means adding 10. So that's minus 2. Now we have 9 minus negative 2, so that's positive 11. And then we have negative 6 minus 18, so that's negative 24. So using our crisscross method, we multiply negative 11 times 24, and we get 264. And then we multiply 11 times negative 2, and we get negative 22. And so our determinant is going to be 264, and then we subtract negative 22. So that means we're going to end up adding 22, and so we get a value of 286 as our determinant for this matrix. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you have suggestions or problems you want to see worked out, type a comment below. To support the channel, click the Patreon link to help keep this going. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, the best way to understand something is to do it.